Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Learn Code with Nav. Today I'm very excited in the continuation of my Java 8 feature series. Today I came up with the most beautiful concept, that is Lambda expression. So I'm assuming that you guys are new to Java 8 features and you do not know about Lambda expression at all. So Lambda expression is nothing but it's just an anonymous function. Anonymous means nameless. That means the function which does not have the name, return type and access modifier. So Lambda expression is just an anonymous function. Anonymous means nameless. That means the function which does not have a return type, name and access modifier. So we have covered theoretical definition of Lambda expression, what it can be. Now let's go into the coding part as well. So before Java 8 we cannot use Lambda expression, so we used to write method like public void m1. This is the method signature and this is the method body, which is implementation of the method. So let's say I'm writing system dot out dot print ln. I want to print m1 execution. I want to do the same code using Lambda expression. So as I said, name is not required. Lambda expression is just an anonymous. I'm saying return type is not required. I'm saying access modifier is not required. If your execution of method contains only single statement, then this curly braces is not required. I need to use this only. So equivalent of that method is this one. So this is my traditional method, public void m1, which is just executing system.out.println, which means they are printing something to the console. And the same equivalent code for Lambda expression is this one. Now let's take one more example how we can write Lambda expression for equivalent of this method. Let's say I do have one method that is returning nothing and method name is, let's say, add, and that is accepting two parameters, int a, int b, and it is printing addition of this number, addition of these two. So we can say addition is plus a plus b. Now I want to write this Lambda expression for this method. So as I said, let me copy this method again and paste it here. Remove access modifier, which is not required for a Lambda expression. Remove return type as well, and name of the Lambda expression, name of the method. And if only one statement needs to be executed, then remove this curly braces as well. And also if the type of the parameter can be decided by compiler automatically based on the context, then we can remove types also. Let's say this is integer type, this is integer type, and my result will be integer type as well. So this is compiler decided automatically based on the context, so we can remove this int as well. So this is equivalent code of above method. Now let's take an example once more. I want that you guys can write lambda expression very frequently. Let's take another example. Let's say I do have method that is public, which is returning a string, and let's say method name is str, and it is accepting one string str, and they are simply returning this one, nothing processing in between this method. I want to write same code, same lambda expression for this method. Let's see how we can write. Copy this method, remove unnecessary things as they are saying access modifier not required, return type is not required, method name is not required. If only one statement, remove this curly braces as well, and compiler can detect automatically, so we can remove type as well. So this is the final lambda expression. So we have covered 3 examples basically. First this one, and second one this addition of 2 numbers, and third one passing a string and returning the same string. So what we have learned so far, let me write conclusion from this video. What we have learned so far: first thing is a lambda expression can have can have any number of parameter. It can be 0, it can be 1, and it can be 2, and it can be n number of parameter as well. So conclusion 1 is a lambda expression can have 0 or more number of parameters, which is also known as arguments. Second conclusion we got from above session, that usually we can specify type of parameter. If the compiler expect the type based on the content, then we can remove type as well. Usually we specify the type of parameter what we are passing from one method to another. This is second. If compiler expect the type based on the context, then we can remove type as well. So usually we can specify types of parameter if the compiler expect the type based on the context, then we can remove as well. So example for conclusion 1 is this one: can have 0 parameter, can have 1 parameter, can have 2 parameter, and so on so forth. An example of second conclusion is if compiler can expect the type based on the context, then we can remove type as well. Third conclusion is if multiple parameters available in lambda expression, then parameters should be separated with commas. Let's say we have multiple parameter in this lambda expression, then parameter should be separated with comma. In this example we do have two parameters. If we have multiple parameters, we can separate it with commas. This is the conclusion number 3. And if you will look into the fourth one, then they are saying if zero number of parameters available, then we have to use empty parameter. If zero number of parameter available, then we have to use empty parameters, like this one. Example of this can be this one. Since it does not contain any parameter into it, then we can use empty parameter like this one. If you will look into the next conclusion, then once we write lambda expression, now you can ask, now I have created my lambda expression, I have written my lambda expression, what is the next step from here? Then we will say, once we write lambda expression, then we can call that expression based on functional interface. Just like a normal method. Okay, that's it for this video. We have covered what is lambda expression. So just summary of this video will be, lambda expression is just an anonymous function. That means the function does not have name, return type and access modifier. How do we write our lambda expression? Let's say this is my traditional way of writing methods. I want to make equivalent code for this one, then we can write something like this. We have gone through the conclusion that a lambda expression can have any number of parameters. It can be 0, it can be 1, it can be any number. Once we specify parameter, then if the compiler expect the type based on the contents, then we can remove as well. If multiple parameter available in lambda expression, then parameter should be separated with comma. If zero number of parameters available, then we have to use empty parameter like this one. Once we have written our lambda expression, then we can call that one that expression just like a normal method, but we need to use function interface for the same. I hope you like this one. If you like this one, please do subscribe and stay tuned for next videos for this session, this series for Java 8 features. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.